Alright everyone, welcome to a new video. Today with me, I have Shadow the Pharroh. He is CEO of Spazzin Records. Welcome, Shadow.
Good after morning, everybody.
So, we are starting off with a NightLights Inc. release, but I've not heard this song. I just released it. He asked me to. I trust his mixing because he's been mixing pretty well. So, I did not mix this one, so I've not heard it, but I'm looking forward to it. This is Do You by Tuxedo.
Cool, let's get into it.
Alright.
Leave me undelivered, baby. I got the shivers, all this pain, all the slivers, thorns and knives is what you put me through. I don't know what to fucking do. You took my heart, broke it in two. Now I'm alone again, waiting for you. Baby, you don't, you. Cause I want you to, okay. Let me save you. I don't hate you. I just want a chance to date you. It's my breakthrough. Oh. Baby, I just want one chance. Confident in my romance. My stance is fine. Got my lavish pants. Just trying to be perfect.
Alright, let's pause it there. Let's talk a little bit from what we've heard so far. What do you think so far?
So, I think this artist has really good enunciation, which is really good for artists. A lot of artists tend to lack that nowadays. So, that's good. In the beginning, I noticed that the melody and the rhythm were a little bit off. And then as the song progressed, it got a little bit more on track.
Yeah,
And
right,
then
like
there
you
were a
kind of
couple other
feel it through.
spots where yeah, and then there were a couple other spots where it kind of fell off melody again. So like his way of constructing this song is really well. I think that if he would have spent a little bit more time perfecting the melody, I think it would have been, not that the song is terrible in any way. This song is a really great song, but if he would have worked on that melody just slightly more, I think it could have hit even harder, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. Like something that I was thinking when I first heard him came in and the song was, oh, maybe that little beat drop could be a little bit harder. Right? And that's just a something that I'm getting throughout the rest of this song is that maybe the beat drop could have been a little bit harder. Um
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
but other than the beat itself, I think that the lyrics are really well written, especially for this kind of song. I mean, he's got this kind of like repetition thing going on, but it sounds really good, honestly.
Yeah, well, like a lot of like classic rock songs were written with like repetitive verses and repetitive
Yeah, yeah,
choruses. So that's actually really clever on his part to do something like that.
yeah.
And yes, his lyrics are really deep, which is something as a lyricist myself I really appreciate. And like I said, I appreciate that he's focusing on his enunciation because a lot of new age artists aren't focusing on enunciation.
I agree. I agree. All right, let's go ahead and finish this, and then we'll continue this.
I wanna be the
Okay.
man that can. You be your all. And hold you tight. You'll never ever fall. Yo. Cause I want you to. Okay. Baby, yo, don't, yo. Cause I want chance to date you. It's my breakthrough. Oh.
Okay, sounds like it's just an instrumental outro. Now, is it just me, or when he was doing those like really faded background voices where he's like, "Hey," that was so fire, honestly. That part, so good. You're muted.
My bad. I want you to go back like 10 seconds in his vocals, maybe a little bit more, and listen to like that last bar. That is crazy deep what he said right there towards the end.
About here?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, a little bit further.
Oh, to let me save you. I don't hate you. I just want a chance to date you. It's my breakthrough. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. That was really well written.
That is a crazy bar, and like I write some really deep bars, and that is honestly one of the deepest bars I've ever heard. I don't want to hate you. I want to save you. I just want a chance to date you. That could be my breakthrough or something like that, whatever exactly he said. But that is super deep on like an emotional level on trying to connect with somebody.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That like those casual background haze and stuff. Like that stuff is really well put in there. It adds to the composition in a really significant way, I think.
It does. It makes the execution, of especially those last lines, like really, really
Now,
good.
at the end
That's
here,
probably the most. That's probably the best executed part of the song right there.
I agree. For sure, for sure. At the very end here, when it becomes an instrumental, and then that beat comes back in, I think it's right here. Okay, it might be a little bit earlier. I was really hoping he might come back in with like a 3 bar. You know what I mean? With like a three
Or
word.
even repeat that last line.
Yeah, yeah. I was really hoping he'd come back in right there to kind of tie it all off. Because it kind of felt like a little bit like empty space. Like he could have put something there to kind of tie
I
off the
agree.
branch, so to speak.
I agree. 100% agree. Because something a lot of not art, something that a lot of not of artists think about is the fact that we're in a generation where everything is so quick timed, and if there's not something there to keep somebody distracted and listening to your song,
They're going to
even
click
if it's just
off.
the last 10, yeah, exactly. Even if it's the last 10, 20 seconds of a song, they're going to leave it, and it's not necessarily going to hurt your view because they like listen to most of the song. But in a way, it will mess with your analytics if the whole song is not listened
It'll
to
mess
full.
with your retention time. It'll mess with your retention time. Very, very
Yeah,
significantly. Um, I mean, overall, I think that the song was done very well. There's a couple kinks in there that if he would have added, I think it would have just been like, whoa, man. You know what I mean? But I think the song was really good.
I do too.
Um, but to tie it all off, this was Tuxedo, Do You. I highly suggest everybody go check out all the music that we are listening here today. But